How's it going, guys? Quick and breezy here. Got another video for you today. We got 3 replays and a bonus clip. I was going to do 2 replays and a live game, however, unfortunately, the software that I record with was not recording. I thought I hit record for the third game, however I didn't, and it turned out to be a mastery, so we're just going to have to roll with it this time. But first game is going to take place in the T-55A here, and let's jump right into it, shall we? So we're back on Naval Frontier, following the same theme as last video, starting it off first on this map, and it is also a tier 9 game, but this time we are top tier. So flipping the script a little bit, a good change of pace if you ask me. But we push over here on the light and medium side. We do have the Chimera and KB5 going with us. The Ramborzig just sits there for a second, I don't know why, but it's all good. So we just kind of push over here and do not go out in the open until you know what's going on. Do a little bit of spotting, as I do here, and I see the T-34's there. I spot him, he doesn't spot me, but just can't get the shot on the hatch there. But now I'm spotted, so I just kind of sit and don't get the shot. I was really hoping to go a little bit lower. Maybe should have aimed at the hatch instead of kind of in the middle, just for the off chance of getting a good hit. But I see my KB5 moving up and I want to support him, so I'm deciding to do a little bit of overwatch here. I'm just kind of trying to keep that T-34-3 locked down, so I put a shell into his lower plate. I go for another one, but he just moves, so I continue pushing up with the KB5, help him take out the TVP, and then just as I fire, the KB5 fires too, so we're able to clear the TVP, and for some reason the T-34-3 pushes up instead of backing off, so I decide that I'm just going to chase him down. And he also gets chased down by, and wow, I can't even finish my sentence. The Chimera chases him down and the Borzig has now awoken. I just beeline it across, and luckily I'm able to block that shell, or bounce it rather. Get behind the SU here. It's a very fast-paced game, it's kind of hard to keep up with, but now that we're behind the SU, I'm just loading HE and just really bullying this guy. Just want to make sure he couldn't get away, so one more HE, keep him locked there, and he's done for. So we're up to 2,151 damage, and I take a huge hit from the WT, and that hurt. That was not something I had planned. I didn't expect him to be up there. I didn't know he was up there, but we were able to clear him pretty quick, and that puts us in the 4-1 situation on the scoreboard. I know it's going to be a win, so now it's all about just clearing the other tanks. So get up behind the back of this Leva, and then I thought I set him on fire there, but I did not, and I get really aggressive here. I know he's going to reload before I can, so I'm trying to wiggle and just couldn't, but WT finishes him off. I take another shell. I'm down to a one-shot. I dunk that. It's now a 3v2, and I'm loading. I see it. I'm going for it, and I just dunked the shell. I'm getting a little bit jittery now because I just want to get out of there. My HP was so low. So now I'm debating what I want to do. And so I poke out, get a good shot under the hatch. I back up, I see the T-54s looking at me. They both want to go for me, and so I decide, you know, maybe I can use my KB5 as a little bit of a wall. So I load up the heat shell and right through the lower plate. It's now a 2v1, the Borzig gets a shell off, I get a shell on, he's a one shot now. I see he's not looking at me, Borzig's on a reload, so I just do the honors. I finish off the KB5. Do my little salute at the end like I tend to do. Taking a look here at the after battle report. We did about 4.2k damage, so pretty good game. 310 damage blocked. I damaged all 7 of the enemy vehicles. Let's just go back, there we go. Damaged all 7, destroyed 4 for the Top Gun. Got the mastery, of course. And then we snagged ourselves a high caliber for the most damage dealt in the battle. And these were the teams. Overall, pretty good game. But let's go on to the next one. So for the next one we got the M6EO on Black Goldville. And this is a very slow starting game, so I'm actually going to just kind of skip ahead a little bit. I believe I'm the only friendly that even pushes this A side here, and as we'll see, going up a little bit more, the team's already clashing. I'm taking my time, I'm pushing up. WZ113 on their team just gets immediately annihilated, but we're already a minute into this and I haven't done anything. However, there is a 60 TP right there, so I load up some heat, get the first one, just can't get the second one, but I wasn't spotted, so I decided I'm just going to sit here. We destroy the Conway, so we're already up one tank, and we're doing pretty good. So I just sit back here, I get spotted, I still am unsure where I get spotted from, but I just dunk that shell, and I dunk that one. So now we're down a tank, and now we're even. Just that quick. Games can even up so quickly. But I just decide I'm gonna sit here. I forgot I thought I was in a different tank, so I accidentally load the belt reloader, but it's alright. I get 2 shells that time in, do some pretty decent damage, and I just sit here. And you know, there's a lot of people that might see this and complain about camping and stuff, and I myself complain about people camping, but in this scenario I think it was the right call. I sit here, boom, get one, load the HE, finish him off, we're up one tank, and it's even. I need to just stop saying that. But we're only at 1600 damage, and it's a 3v3. Our Foch is very close to dead, and I want to help them take out the Jagdpanzer if I can't get over there. But in the meantime, so I aim in on him and just don't penetrate, but the second shell I do. Our Foch is pushing, but he gets taken out. So it's a 2v3, we got our object 84, full health, but he does take 1 shell there. So I decide we both need to push the T-57, I call for it. T-57 I believe is on a reload right now, and I want to clear him as quickly as possible. So there's 1 shell, I'm going around the corner, I'm just not aiming. And so unfortunately he does get the reload off and gets 1 shell into me. Now the Jagdpanzer is right behind us, and now I'm kind of in a situation. We're getting sandwiched, our object doesn't have a lot of health, so I push up just as much as I can to see if I can just kind of squirt on by without getting shot by the Jagdpanzer here, but unfortunately, ouch. I'm down to about half hit points now. However, the AMX is a one-shot. At this point, my goal is to dodge the Jagdpanzer and just keep my eyes on that AMX. And he pushes up, and there it is. Not too sure what he was doing there, so I just send the shell right through his track wheel, clear him, and it's now a 1v1. So he comes around the corner, I'm able to get 1 shell into the track wheel, he repairs it. So a full health Jagdpanzer. This was pretty intimidating. I know the firepower on it. I'm still trying to get used to the M6EO's armor profile a bit against guns with a lot of pen. So I'm trying to play it safe, I'm trying to bait out the shell. Here as you can see, I know I'm barely poking that left track around the corner, just trying to bait the shell. He's not biting. However, if you look up at the top, our scores are identical, 660, and they are moving at the same time. But he moved down to stick on our base to stop our cap, meaning they would win on points. So now it's a matter of either I cap a base or I win. And I'm able to bounce that shell right there, so I return fire into the cheek and the top of that view hatch there. And I push up here. Not too sure what happened with the WZ121 there, but I bounced another shell. I'm not too sure if he just stopped aiming, but I've now got 1600 block damage and I'm up to 5700 damage now. I was about to say 52, but I had the 1 shell. So I'm trying to decide how to not get ammo racked here, because I know with my luck he would somehow scrape me off his side here and send a shell through and hit my ammo rack, but I get another bounce there, 2400 damage blocked. I give him the salute, 5,800 damage. Our teammates there saying LOL. I throw the GG in chat. But we take a look here at the after action report. 5,800 damage dealt, 2,400 damage blocked. All of that was 3 shells from the Jagdpanzer E100 there. Destroyed 3, got 4 non-penetrations, so not the best defensive game, not the best game to kind of show a little bit of the armor profile of the tank, but we do get the mastery badge, and then we do get the high caliber. So taking a look here at the team's pretty high damage from the Jagdpanzer E100. If he were to have beat me there or destroyed me, he would have got about 6,000 damage, and likely would have ended up being a mastery game, more than likely. Oh wow, he didn't even get a valiant effort for that. Well, that's unfortunate. I think he deserved it, but hats off to him. But let's go on to the last mastery replay of the day. So for the last mastery badge game of the day, we are on Port Bay in our 60 TP Lewandowski-Go. And this game has a very odd ending, which you guys will see at the end. But here at the start, the team calls out to go to C, which is already what most people do on this map. Light, small, heavy tanks, pretty much everyone will just go C side. Except for the one Type 71, which decides to go A. And then calls for help when he decided to not go with the team. Anyways, I just love when people do that is all. So we're pushing up here on C. And it's actually kind of an odd game because all around, because as you guys will see, our Foch is there waiting for a light tank to go to the right there where our medium did. However, there's none, but there's a whole bunch over at A. And out of nowhere, a singular Su-122 is seen charging our entire team. So I just real quick pop a shell into him and he's just wiped off the planet, just gone. And there was the Type 71 calling for help at A. Obviously their entire team is there and he's already dead, but there is a 183 in the back. Everybody knows the danger of the 183, so I'm loading up and shoot the shell. It is a blind shot. There's the Type 71 calling us morons for not helping him, even though he was the one that decided to go the complete opposite direction as the rest of us. But we are over here now, kind of just trying not to get spotted. I know the 183's in the back, but out comes the E100 and just slam a shell right into his side. I should have backed up here a little bit more, but I kind of sat there and then I got spotted, pretty sure by the VK90 or maybe the FE4202. But so I just rolled down here and I go to get a shell into the side of that VK, but the FE pulls back for me. So that's pretty nice of them. We're up to 1900 damage, and this is just a shooting gallery. I mean, they're heavies. This is why you never go A side on this map. Always go C, and we are just collapsing in on them on all angles. Our Foch does get taken out, but we are behind their 60 TP, so I load up an HE, can't pen it, just decide to get a nice butt shot in anyways. And then he is cleared shortly after, up to 3,200 damage now with almost full health E100. So I'm just at this point going for damage. I know we're gonna win pretty much. At this point there's very little they can do just with how many tanks there are surrounding their biggest health tank. But he does take out our Su-122. However, just send a shell right into his lower plate, clear him. It's a 4v2. I'm still at full hit points. We're at 4.8k. And then the 183 rounds the corner. So I'm just like, oh, don't ammo rack me. I hate this tank's ammo rack still. But we do pop our kinetic shells, I think it's called. And we do clear him. So now it's a 3v1. It's an obvious win. This WT has no chance whatsoever. And then look at this. That is as close to a shell can hit a tank as you can get. He does hit me once, and I kind of am like blocking the IS forward. I'm trying to angle to get a nice bounce, and I do get the bounce. However, this is where things get weird. Or rather, here in just a few seconds, as you guys will see. So, we're going up the hill, I'm ready. Where does this shell go? That. Where does that go? How does that not penetrate? I have no idea, but I just ram them, get a little bit more damage, and then the IS-4 takes them out. I do the salute, And that is the end of the game. It said we did about 5,000, but we did blind shot that 183 near the beginning. So it does round out to be a 5,700 damage game. We did block the one shell from the WT towards the end there, destroyed 2, damage 6. We of course got the mastery badge with the Confederate badge and then the high caliber. Then we take a look at the team. Pretty decent teams really on both sides, not too bad. However, I was very bewildered by that WT. Not too sure what to say about that. But that's going to do it for all the mastery badges today. Now I just have one more kind of funny bonus clip to show you guys that happened to me earlier. So for the bonus clip of the day, we're here on Rockfield and the 183. Just having a little bit of fun. We finish off the enemy TVP right there. And already at 2,700 damage in this game, I kind of just like to pull out the 183 a few times a day, give it a little bit of love. But we do load the Hesh shell here, and there's the STB and the 60 TP, and boom! One shot, 2 kills. The splash damage from the STB was able to take out both. That was just really cool. I don't think I've done that more than a few times, and this time I actually had it on camera. But that just left the T95. It's a 5v1. This guy's got no chance. He's running for his life. But I'm still having some server connection issues when viewing replays, so unfortunately there were cuts. However, I'm getting better at using this program for recording and editing, but there we go, we just end up finishing them off right there. 3,600 damage game. So I'm sorry if the cuts at some points were a bit egregious. I'm doing my best to make it as pixel perfect as I can, but yeah, we did end up destroying 4 that game, and it was only a mastery class 1, so not quite a mastery, but 3,600 damage game, not too bad. Just was pretty happy to get that 2 kills for the price of 1 in there on film and stuff. But I appreciate everyone sticking through to the end. If you liked the video, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.